Good afternoon, all of you. This is our second lecture of Electronic Product Design subject elective second. Subject code is 404185. In first lecture, we study unit number 5, product testing and debugging. In first lecture, we completed up to the point troubleshooting equipments up to the logic analyzer in circuit emulator. Up to in circuit emulator we have completed. Now in this video we start with the equipment, next equipment, that is solder iron. Okay, now we are going to start our next equipment, that is soldering iron. Soldering iron is a hard tool used in soldering. It supplies heat to melt solder so that it can flow into the joint between two work pieces. A soldering iron is composed of a heated metal tip and an insulated handle. Heating is often achieved electrically by passing an electric current supplied through an electrical cord or battery cables through a resistive heating element. Cordless iron can be heated by conversion of gas stored in a small tank, often using a catalytic heater rather than a flame. Simple iron, less commonly used today than in the past, were simply a large copper bit on a handle. Heated in a flame, solder melts at approximately 185 degrees Celsius. Soldering irons are designed to reach temperature range of 200 to 480 degrees Celsius. Soldering irons are most often used for isolation, repair and limited production work. In electronics assembly, high volume production line use other soldering method. Large iron may be used for soldering joints in steel metal object. Less common uses include pyrography, burning design into wood, and plastic welding. There are total 6 types of soldering guns. We explain or study one by one. First type is simple iron. For electrical and electronics work, a low power iron, a power rating between 15 and 35 watt, is used. Higher ratings are available but do not run at higher temperature. Instead, there is more heat available for making solder connections to things with large thermal capacity. For example, a metal chassis. Some irons are temperature controlled, running at a fixed temperature in the same way as soldering station, with higher power available for joints with large heat capacity. Simple iron run at an uncontrolled temperature determined by thermal equilibrium. When heating something large, their temperature drop. Second type is cordless iron. Small irons heated by a battery or by combustion of a gas such as butane in a small self-contained tank can be used when electricity is unavailable or cordless operation is required. The operating temperature of this iron is not regulated directly. Gas iron may change power by adjusting gas flow. Gas powered iron may have interchangeable tips including different size soldering tips, hot knife for cutting plastic, miniature blowtorch with a hot flame, and small hot air blower for such applications as shrinking heat sink tubing. Third is temperature control soldering iron. Simple soldering iron, each a temperature determined by thermal equilibrium, depends upon simple soldering iron reach a temperature determined by thermal equilibrium dependent upon power input and cooling by the environment and metal it comes into contact with. Next type is soldering station. A soldering station has a temperature control and consists of a electric power supply, control circuitry with provision for user adjustment of temperature and display, and a soldering iron or soldering head with a tip temperature sensor. The station will normally have a stand for the hot iron when not in use and a wet sponge for cleaning. It is most commonly used for soldering electronic components. Next type is hot knife. A hot knife is a form of soldering iron equipped with a double-edged blade that is suited on a heating element. These tools can reach temperature of up to 1000 degree Fahrenheit, allowing for cut of fabric and foam material without worry of frying or beating. Hot knife can be utilized in automotive, marine, and capturing applications as well as other industrial and personal uses. Soldering iron allow the removal and replacement of a rosin core solder. A good temperature controlled solder iron is well worth its cost. It provides even though heat to melt the solder quickly and reduce the spread of heat in the component and board. In order to melt the solder, a cheap low voltage iron will look too long and will heat a large area around the joint. As a result, it will pick up the pad of the PCB trace and will delaminate the PCB. Never use acid core solder or flux usually found in plumbing supplies because acid will rapidly coagulate the lead stress and components. Finally, practice years practice your soldering technique for good joints. They should be smooth, shiny and wet properly. Avoid slugging granular globe of cloud cold solder junction. Freezing the mist and hot air gun or a hair dryer will sometimes help in the debugging process. Directing a cold or hot stream on one component will give some marginal strength to the marginal operation to cross the unacceptable area of performance. You should keep handy the supply of components to substitute the operation and to substitute the performance margin and limitations in the circuit. A good stock of precision resistors 0.1 ohm to 10 mega ohm, stable capacitors from 10 picofarad to 1 microfarad, and working IC will usually be sufficient. In addition, a working circuit is always useful for compression. Here we are going to study the importance of temperature control iron. It's a good thing to have temperature control iron because you can set it to be beyond the melting point of your specific solder. There are many different, for instance lead based or lead free in a common distinction, but still remaining in a safe limit for the components, especially with SMD package. Using a too high temperature or holding the iron too long in position because of too low temperature may damage the pads, the pins or the package itself. So while in some cases you can just use for your simple iron, it's better to have temperature control one to obtain a quality work.